Now, I really like Forsaken. I'm not sure if my channel has made that clear so far, but I really like this game. It's honestly some of the most fun I've had on Roblox in my 11 long years of playing Roblox. Yes, I'm in Unk status now. I'm 19, nearing 20. So yeah, you can call me Unk if you want. I already feel the grey hairs and the arthritis kicking in. But regardless, I do enjoy playing Forsaken a lot. And my stats, they're nothing to scoff at, but they're also not the best in the game. You know, they're not the cream of the crop. I've got 16 days on it, 600-ish killer wins, 2,000 survive. I'll put them on screen so you can see. But anyway, I'm a fairly decent player, I like to think, is what I'm saying. Now, I also always play John Doe, specifically Gas Harpoon John Doe. And if you've been following my channel so far, you will see that my killer games usually go one of two ways. It's either I've got extremely high ping and it's impossible, or it's too easy. It's very rarely a fair challenge. You know, it's either too easy or ping gets in the way. But this game that I'm about to show you, every single player had playtime that was, you know, 10 days plus. I think the highest playtime on there was the Elliot, who had 28 days, which is remarkable. And again, you know, I'm not one of those players. I've not got anything like that. I've got 16 days. So going into it, I knew it was going to be a challenge, especially because the map wasn't the best for John Doe, and John is a very hard killer to play, even as someone who's like level 240 as him. Subtle flex there, I know. But anyway, yeah, I understand John Doe is very hard, and so the point of this is to kind of go through this game because it was genuinely the best game I've ever played as killer, the most fun, and I just want to kind of go through it, analyse my own gameplay, talk about mistakes I make as well, and yeah, if you're stuck playing John Doe because he is very hard, maybe you'll get something out of this. I'll try and put some pointers in there where I can. But regardless, without further ado, let's get into the gameplay. Okay, let's get into the gameplay. So the first thing you should do as John Doe is take a look at the map. I mean, the reason this guy's so hard to play is because of the amount of map awareness you need. You know, whether it be zoning people or putting footprints down, you need to know the maps you're on. Here I tried to zone Jane Doe, and I could have taken advantage of that if, you know, I could hit my M1s. Which, embarrassingly, I miss every single one except this one at the end. But anyway, I keep chase on her, and then notice a sneaky two-time who thought he could get away with a backstab, but no. I tried to zone them here, but unfortunately, my spikes weren't long enough. So I used that downtime to put a footprint down. That's also a decent footprint as it's at a looping spot. Now here, both Janes zone themselves, and this one steps in a footprint, so easy pickings, except she stuns me, and there's my first mistake. That was an extremely readable stun. I could have seen that a mile away, but I had tunnel vision, and importantly, I didn't press R. I should have pressed R, because that's 404 error. You can counter stuns through that. If you predict a stun coming, press R, and then you get speed off it, as well as only being stunned for 2 seconds. Anyway, we're back on the two-time, who annoyingly has been healed. I mean, take a look at the team comp here. You got 4 supports. You've got every single support down, and then everyone else is a sentinel. It's kind of amazing stuff there. I think the only way to make it any better would be a guest or a Shedletsky. Now, using spikes I think is important for zoning, but also you want to get a cheeky hit on people sometimes so you could get a speed boost. So I use that speed to chase Dusakar because I need to get rid of the supports as soon as I can. So I keep chase on Dusakar, keep the pressure going, and that sentry is really annoying. It's basically stopping all my progress. I was going to go and destroy it, but that would mean obviously losing chase with Dusakar. Now someone steps in a footprint here, and I don't take advantage of it because I get blown up by Taff. I tried to put a footprint down there to hopefully get Taff with it, as well as replacing it from earlier, but unfortunately not. At this point I'm just kind of trying to chase whoever I can, because I've noticed I've only got a minute on the clock, which, you know, that's not a lot of time to do what I can with. I see that Jane does limping, so, you know, easy pickings, or should be, anyway, should be. Someone steps in a footprint, kill off Jane, and I think I chase the Deuce. Who do I chase here? Is that the Taff? Yeah, I'm after the Taff. Nope, no, I'm after Deuce car. Luckily they missed the plasma beam, which means I get a decent chase start, but then I get stunned by Jane. Again, probably should have read that and parried it. Anyway, after the stun, run after Jane, because she's low. Zone it off. Never go in there if you're a survivor, by the way. If you're playing against John Doe. Never go in the supplying area, because a good John Doe will know exactly how to zone it off. Anyway, here I spot the Deucer car at the healing station with the Elliot, and I get amazing damage there. Big damage. Now I thought this was zoned off. I get a little lag spike here, but they're both trapped, so it's fine. And yeah, unfortunately I didn't quite zone it off, but it's alright because they only noticed late. Builderman steps in a footprint, so then steps in the other one to clear it up, which I think is a smart move if you end up getting caught in it. But it does give me the speed I need to get some good hits on Deucer car, and here I zone them, and therefore it's a pretty easy kill. Hitting your M1s is probably the hardest part of playing John Doe, at least for me. Like, because it's such a long wind-up, it's very readable for survivors and they can easily dodge. Anyway, I finished the Builderman here, and now I'm realising, you know, oh, there's only 2 people left, but there's also only 1 minute on the clock. Now here I decide to go for Elliot, because Elliot is amazing in Last Man Standing. He shouldn't be so good in Last Man Standing. I tried to zone him, unfortunately I didn't, and I'm starting to get worried. I'm like, oh, well, he's escaped, but luckily I spot him over here, so it's not too bad. But Elliot is really good for Last Man Standing. Do not underestimate them. A well-timed rush hour is as effective as cool GUI. Here I sort of recognise that they know I'm going to zone them, so I let my spikes go out wider, which not only... Well, I was trying to zone them, but instead, even better, I got a hit on them, and therefore, speed boost. 20 seconds to the round's end. I try and hit them with my spikes here for speed, but unfortunately not. Luckily I cut them off here, and they start lagging. And then I'm looking at the timer, it's 10 seconds. And I'm starting to lose hope. I'm like, oh no, it's probably a loss, but, you know, GG's. But then... steps into a digital footprint, I'm guessing because they were looking behind them at me and not in front of them. But anyway, it's just me and Taff now, and Taff decides to go that way, so I zone it off like that, just curve the spikes. He's got nowhere to go, he has to double back to me, or just hide there. Now it's just a game of me trying to hit my M1s, which, you know, easier said than done. But I hit Taff, I hit him again. And, you know, from here it's basically game. Yeah. That was, honestly, as I said earlier, one of the hardest games I've ever had. But yeah, again, I mean, one of the most fun games I've ever had in Forsaken. It was one where, genuinely, I couldn't tell if I was going to win or lose. Like, usually it's pretty clear in, at least my killer games, if it's a win or an L. But this case, I just couldn't tell, because there were some moments where I was like, oh no, fair enough, GG's. But then someone steps in a footprint and I'm like, oh yes, let's go. But then there's also moments when the clock's getting to 1 minute, 50 seconds, 40, 30, and I'm thinking, oh god. But anyway, as a whole, like to analyse my gameplay there as a whole, I think from an objective point of view, my biggest strength there is zoning people. I mean, I think the best example is at the very end when I zoned Taff. He had a Bloxy Cola, but he couldn't get any value out of it whatsoever because I zoned him, I trapped him, so he couldn't use it to its potential, really. And that's what makes John Doe such a powerful character, in my opinion. Very high risk, high reward. Because if I failed that zone, catching up to Taff would be a chore and maybe cost me the game. But because I managed to do that, yeah, that's probably partly why I won. Biggest weakness of that game, aside from the amount of times I missed my M1s, of course, is my digital footprints. I did get some value out of them, but I think less so than I would have liked, but that's partially due to the map itself. Pizza Place is not a very good map for footprints. In fact, let me know if you'd like me to do an analysis of which maps are the best for getting value out of your digital footprints. I would enjoy that, but I want to know that people would take that in. So yeah, do let me know. But yeah, my digital footprints weren't the worst, but again, not an ideal map for it, so that's fine. And I mean, the team comp as well was very good, so perhaps another weakness was getting tunnel vision on Sentinels, especially Sentinels like Jane Doe or Two Time, who are capable of self-sustenance. They can heal themselves in a manner of speaking, so they can waste time more than a support can waste time, because a support usually doesn't have any abilities to rely upon in a chase. So yeah, they were kind of my strengths and weaknesses, I think. If the map was any worse, I'd have probably lost. If the map was any better, I'd have probably had a stronger win. I would argue the strongest map for John Doe is either Horror Hotel or the Tempest, probably the Tempest. And the weakest map is either Yorick's Resting Place or Planet Voss. I'm more leaning towards Planet Voss on that. I think most people would say the same. But yeah, I feel like if I had Planet Voss, I would have easily lost that. That's how strong the team comp was. And, also the players themselves, the Elliot in particular, having a playtime of 28 days. That's a lot. So it's a win I'm very proud of, and that's why I'm talking about it. Not because, again, it's my best John Doe game at all, really. I mean, there have been games where I've wiped lobbies in under 3 minutes. This one was approaching 7 minutes. It rounded out to about a kill a minute. So it's more like the reason I'm talking about it is because I feel like it highlights a lot of my strengths and weaknesses as John Doe, but also, again, just how amazing the team comp was, as well as the players themselves being really good at the game too. Yeah, it's about as hard as a public lobby could go, really. But anyway, yeah, it was a lot of fun playing it, and I really want another game like that. I don't want another easy one. I don't want another hard one. Another super hard one due to high ping, which happens more often than you'd think, unfortunately. But regardless, yeah, I just wanted to talk about this because it's, again, my favourite game as Killer, I think, ever. Do let me know if you'd like me to do a video analysis on John Doe, because if people are going to listen to it, I will do. And in the meantime, have a lovely day, or night, or afternoon.